as streaming becomes more saturated. And we're going to take a look at the numbers, by the way. We're going to go through all of them right now up until this quarter, just to remind you guys of where the trend is going and how we're analyzing this. The reason why we're talking about all of this is it's all about supply and demand, was how basically supply for streaming is going up, 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 up. There's now 280,000 something streamers on the platform. We'll look at it in a moment. But demand in terms of concurrent viewership is actually slightly going down. So that is a very bad thing. And so I think that that's what's causing this volatility for all of you guys out there who do one stream and get 5 views, do the next stream get 50 to 100, do another one get 200, and then there's a third one you get 3 viewers. Why is that happening? It's because there's huge waves of streamers coming into the platform, but the viewership is not increasing over time. And so I agree with you. I think this number of streamers is going to continue to increase as COVID-19 continues to hit, as this whole cultural phenomenon of streaming continues to increase. I think a lot of streamers are going to increasingly become frustrated with Twitch and the zero growth or little growth opportunity there. YouTube, because it's so difficult to grow on YouTube, but Facebook gaming, they can at least stream and sometimes see some views come in. And so I think that's going to be appealing to viewers, and that number is going to increase. I think that Facebook gaming is going to, for 2 quarters, so for the first quarter of 2021 and for the second quarter of 2021, is going to wobble and decline in terms of the number of viewers. Then it's going to spike in the summer, and it's going to spike in the 4th quarter of next year, after Facebook gaming sees their prized platform kind of skyrocket, decline. The bosses are going to look at that and go, uh-oh. They're going to turn on the algorithm juice come summer next year, and it's going to go back up. So for those of you that are sticking with Facebook gaming, looking at it as a longer term play, it still makes sense to me in 2021 to stay on board, but to keep it in a re-streaming capacity, in a multi-streaming capacity, because you can't really build an entire business on Facebook gaming as it stands right now. It's not mature enough yet. The revenue isn't there. There's too many international viewers that don't have enough money to support, let's say, US viewers or UK viewers or Australian viewers. And so I'd keep it in your restream queue for 2021, and just keep in mind that the results are no longer going to be astronomical. And if you have that expectation moving into the first half of next year, I think you're going to be set up for success. What do you think, Perrin?
Yeah, I think, again, and we say this a lot on the podcast, don't put all eggs into one basket, especially since we don't know how these are going to play out. Remember earlier this year, Mixer was toast. Mixer got canned for having that slow incremental growth of concurrent viewership. It just wasn't growing fast enough. And there was a huge supply demand, like, disparity, so that wasn't going to work out for them, and so they killed the platform. That was Mixer was a platform that had a lot of money behind it. You know, Facebook maybe has a lot more money behind it.
Tens of millions behind Mixer, maybe 100 million plus. Like, there was no slouch, amigo.
So yeah, exactly. So there's not, you know, we're kind of assuming, I think a lot of us are looking at Facebook like Facebook can't fail. Facebook's too big to fail with this. But that's not necessarily true. Facebook knows well enough to cut something when it's not going to work. And if they see an extended period of incremental, where it's only incremental growth, where they're talking still hundreds of thousands of concurrent viewership, and they're not able to get into the millions, and it's just not getting, it doesn't look like it's going to get to that point for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they will cut the whole program. They will say, no, can it, we're done. Or they will just stop funding to it. They'll keep the feature, but they'll stop all their funding. They'll stop all of the additional features, and those keep it at a standstill, which is also not good, because that's one of the reasons why it's enticing right now. If they actually have a team and they're actually putting money into this, so there's a lot of benefit for creators. There's a lot of opportunity. So the opportunity could go away. So you don't want to be in that position where that could technically still happen. I'm not saying that it will. I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying be ready for that by diversifying yourself across multiple platforms.